Good evening, welcome to ITV News. This is Wednesday's calendar and here are tonight's main stories. But first tonight, to fears for vulnerable families across our region amid reports of rising levels of domestic violence and food poverty as the coronavirus lockdown continues to take its toll. The head teacher at one school in Leeds says she's had to call the police in some cases due to concerns for children's well-being in recent weeks. In the second of a series of special reports on how the crisis is... We'll have the third of Jonathan's special reports tomorrow. The daily Downing Street briefing only started in the last 15 minutes or so, and there's been a significant announcement on track and trace. Our political correspondent Harry Hall. Well, next, a new study seen exclusively by ITV News has found that South Asian patients are more likely to have an aggressive form of COVID-19 and are 42% more likely to die from it than white patients. Well, this, of course, has been an ongoing conversation, with two other larger studies arriving at similar conclusions for other minority groups. But as hospitals begin to pass through their first peak of infections, doctors say this could help decide how to prioritise the very complex needs of South Asian survivors. Nidhi Rajan explains. Well, still to come, we're in Lincolnshire, where a town hall has been given a whole new purpose. An online gambling company has apologised to a Sheffield family whose son took his own life after losing tens of thousands of pounds. Flat owners living in buildings covered in dangerous cladding say the government's £1 billion fund to pay for its removal isn't enough. Abby Tubis, who's from Leeds, says she's trapped in the flat she bought, not knowing that it was unsafe. Here's Katie Oscroft. Well, next tonight, a Lincolnshire nurse who was struck down with coronavirus and fought for her life in the intensive care unit that she managed for more than 20 years has paid tribute to her colleagues who helped her to survive. Sue Snelson was given a guard of honour by her workmates as she left hospital, and today she caught up with her friend, a fellow nurse, who walked her out of the hospital to a round of applause. John Hill reports. Emily Bexton ending that report by John Hill, and we wish Sue all the best in her recovery. Now, throughout this pandemic, we've seen the power that communities can have when they pull together for a common cause, none more so than in Horncastle, where a group making scrubs for hospital staff has gone from a handful of volunteers to nearly 400. Emma Wilkins for us, thank you. Well done to all of them. Well, finally tonight, with the Premier League voting today to begin contact training, it seems as if a return for top-level sport could be a matter of weeks away. As the clubs gear up for Project Restart, we've been working on our own Project Rewind. Chris Dawkes has been trawling the archives. We start with a special boxing memory from 1976. That music takes me back. Here's Helen Flint now with the weather. Helen, thanks very much. That's it from us. Our next update will be at 10:30. The national and international stories are next with Charlene White. But for now, from all the team here on Calendar, thanks very much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome to ITV News. This is the late update from Calendar. And first tonight, there are fears for vulnerable families across our region amid reports of rising levels of domestic violence and food poverty as the coronavirus lockdown continues to take its toll. The head teacher at one school in Leeds says she's had to call the police due to concerns for children's well-being in recent weeks. Jonathan Brown has this report. Well, the number of UK coronavirus deaths across all settings has been announced. In other news today, the Health and Safety Executive is to prosecute the operators of Lightwater Valley theme park near Ripon. An online gambling company has apologised to a Sheffield family whose son took his own life after losing tens of thousands of pounds. Now, the bank holiday weekend saw North Yorkshire Police. Well, next tonight, flat owners living in buildings covered in dangerous cladding say the government's £1 billion fund to pay for its removal isn't enough. Abby Tubis, who's from Leeds, says she's trapped in the flat that she bought, not knowing it was unsafe. Katie Oscroft reports. Well, finally, a project to make scrubs for healthcare staff in Lincolnshire has grown so quickly the volunteers are now making 100 sets a day. In just 6 weeks, Horncastle and District Scrubs has a premises, a website and more than 300 people offering their skills for free. Emma Wilkinson reports. Well done to all of them. Emma Wilkinson reporting there. That's the news. Now here's Helen with the weather. Helen, thank you. That's it from me for now. Our next bulletin is tomorrow just after 6, but from all of us here on the Lates team, good night.